How you doing? I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. Today's topic is the reasons I still think about drinking alcohol. There's a couple that I wanted to touch on. And I'm telling you this basically because, even when you get into this journey by a few years, right, you're still going to have times when you think about drinking, right? You're still going to have those times when that thought enters your mind. Right? One of those times for me is when I'm thirsty, right? And it'll pop into my mind if I'm somewhere where there's alcohol being served. It'll pop into my mind just the idea of a beer, right? Another time is when I come from an Irish family. We were poor enough growing up. My father had a job. Sometimes he had to take two jobs, working double shifts to try and keep us going because we had a big family, there was 9 kids. So a lot of the time money was short, and the food that was on the table was at a premium, right? So, we were always taught to eat what's on the table and don't leave anything there unfinished. And I think that's part of the problem when you grow up and you get a bit more money and you sort of carry that attitude in that you'll never leave a plate that's got food on it, so you're always trying to eat more and more. The older you get, the more that is damaging to your gut more than anything else. But anyway, it digs into one of the things that I see sometimes. And let's say that I'm out at a restaurant with Esther and we're sat there, we're having a meal and stuff like that, and I'll order a water mostly. Every so often I'll order an alcohol-free beer. And Esther will order, she normally has a glass of wine, and that doesn't affect me in the slightest, right? But when she does order a beer, she might go for the second beer. And she's not really a beer person, but in the heat, in the good weather, she likes to have a beer to quench her thirst, She finds it less taxing on the thirst than wine. So, but she can hardly ever finish the second one. And when she leaves that drop in the bottom of the glass, maybe half a glass of beer there sometimes, sometimes it crosses my mind. Now, my reasons for drinking are not anything like my old reasons for drinking. My old reasons for drinking was basically because I wanted to get drunk, and I got into the habit of getting drunk. I got into the habit of using alcohol for relaxation, for anxiety relief, for celebrations, for commiserations, for all those other kind of things that we use alcohol for, right? Now it's just a brief thought that floats across my mind. But that's not the reason I wanted to make this video, right? I wanted to make this video because I want to talk to you about all the times when I don't think about drinking alcohol, right? And that's every time I go to the pub now, I never think about drinking alcohol, right? When I go out for a party, right, whether it's at my family or with my friends, I never think about drinking alcohol. When I want to relax, I never think about drinking alcohol. When I want to celebrate, I never think about drinking alcohol. When I go on my holidays, I don't think about it. When I'm dining in, we have a nice special meal. Sometimes we do that. I don't think about alcohol. When we go out and we have a special meal at a restaurant, I never think about drinking alcohol. When we're socializing, I never think about drinking alcohol. When I'm with my family, with my son, with my sisters, with my brothers, I never think about drinking alcohol. All those times in my life, I don't think about alcohol. If I take time as a 24-hour period, right, or a week, or a month, I will go months without thinking about alcohol. If it wasn't for alcohol mastery, I could go days and days and days, weeks and months without thinking about alcohol. And when I do think about alcohol, in those small little times when I get a thirst, I'm thirsty and I see a beer, or when Esther leaves half a glass of beer left in her glass, right? When those times happen, the thought flitting across my mind lasts about as long as I can say brain fart, right? So all that time that I don't spend thinking about alcohol, and in that one 24-hour period where that thought will cross my mind, I don't think about alcohol for 23 hours, 59 minutes, 58 seconds, because all it takes is 2 seconds, and that's all it is. And the thing is that Everybody thinks about alcohol, even people who don't drink alcohol, even people who have never drank alcohol. Sometimes the thought will pass across their mind very quickly. So my focus on this video, what I want you to think about in this video is, if you think about alcohol for 2 seconds of a 24-hour period, right? If you think about alcohol for a minute of a 24-hour period, or 5 minutes of a 24-hour period, what are you doing thinking about and dwelling on that 5 minutes that you're thinking about alcohol? What about the other 23 hours and 55 minutes that you didn't think about alcohol, right? You know, if you go for a month without thinking alcohol, and then all of a sudden you spend 30 seconds just looking at a glass and thinking, oh, that would be nice now. Why are you focusing on that 5 minutes? Why would you ever focus on that 5 minutes? It means nothing, right? All you have to do is you have to focus on the future. Focus on all the time that you're not thinking about it. You know, once you get past a certain stage in this journey, right? Once you get to the stage where you don't want to drink any more alcohol, you're still going to have alcoholic thoughts, right? You're still going to have a thought about alcohol every so often, right? But it means nothing, right? Just let it go. Let it go over the top of your head. Carry on with your life, because your life without alcohol is the best life that you can ever have. Your decision to quit drinking alcohol is the best decision that you've ever had, right? It takes a bit of time before you get to that stage where you're thinking to yourself, yeah, I thought about alcohol for 2 seconds there last week, you know, but it will come, you know, just give it time. So I hope that makes sense, and I hope you got something out of that, right? It's an important lesson to learn. It's almost impossible not to think about alcohol, so don't even dwell on it, don't worry about it, you know, just relax, enjoy your life. If you have any questions at all, leave them down in the comments below. If you have any suggestions for videos that you'd like to see me cover, same thing. If you want to get our Alcohol Mastery Starter Pack, which has a few different courses on it, a few different books, it's absolutely free over on alcoholmastery.com. Just leave your name and email address and I'll email it out to you straight away. Until next time, I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. Take good care of yourself. Keep the alcohol out your mouth. Don't worry about the stupid thoughts that come in and out of your mind. It doesn't make any difference, right? What makes a difference is what you do, right? What you do, the actions that you take. That's going to make the most bang in your life. Take care of yourself. Onwards and upwards. Good luck.